2018, there was a team at the McKinsey Global Institute that put a stake in the ground and said AI, 13 trillion a year annually in extra global production by 2030. We are now halfway through 2018 to 2030. How is that forecast doing? Well, in mindshare, AI is vastly ahead, both in the tech community and the investment community, and in the broader community, world community, of where anyone thought it would be 6 years ago. You know, not a bicycle for the mind, a flying car for the mind. Now, it is true that up till now, the most prominent financially rewarding use case of AI has been to tell someone you have a lot of NVIDIA GPUs, and so persuade some venture capitalists to let you get your mitts on some of their money. And the second most financially rewarding case has been to ride NVIDIA, its market valuation up to its current 2.25 trillion. You know, remember, as of mid-2022, the crypto grifters were all barfing up their GPUs onto the resale market. It was unclear whether NVIDIA would actually want to use its reserved fab space at TSMC and Samsung. Its market cap was 1/7 of today. Right, still an amazing run for the NVIDIA of 1999, valued at 600 million, as NVIDIA took all the dreams that massive parallelism was in the future of computing and actually made them reality. You know, but a run that looked over. And now here we are. Yes, this is panic, boom, bubble demand. Yes, the CUDA bottleneck, the chip design bottleneck, the TSMC and Samsung bottleneck, the ASML machines working bottleneck. Yes, more than a quarter of NVIDIA's chip production, or rather TSMC's chip production, is now being bought by Microsoft and Facebook as the first bets it can sell cloud shovels to AI gold miners, and as the second bets on whatever it is currently betting on. But there is going to be value there. The value may well not flow to anybody's shareholders, but people will find important and useful to do with this much computational capability and this much improvement in the models. And we can now see much more clearly than we could in 2018 what the use cases in the 2030 or so time frame will be. And 5 strike me as most important. First and biggest, very large scale, very high dimension regression and classification analysis. The transformation from the world of the bureaucracy that fits everything and everyone into a Procrustean bed to the world of the algorithm, which gives us not Peter Drucker's mass production or Bob Reich's flexible customization, but rather bespoke creation for nearly everything. You know, the difference between the thing that is sort of what you want and exactly what you want is immense for user value. And that's been the holy grail mass production and its successors have failed to find. We're going to find it. Second, actual natural language interface to databases that hits the sweet spot for human understanding and use vastly more than the transformation from Unix command line to Windows icon mouse pointer did back in the day. GitHub Copilot shows exactly how powerful this thing is if it's hooked up to a largely trustable database of coding examples, even a completely unstructured one. That utility is there. Now, it is true that if you hook up an LLM to the unstructured database that is everything everyone has ever written on the internet, well, that gets you what you deserve and what you should have expected. And then you frantically and urgently try to cover up what comes out of your misfiring reinforcement learning with human feedback and prompt engineering. I will say that the funniest thing to happen in February was to learn what it takes the effective accelerationist community to say, wait a minute, Sundar Pichai is deploying AI much too fast. We need to slow down and hold on until we understand what's going on and get him fired. And that needs to be that a computer responds to a prompt by showing a picture of a black pope. I have out of time. I had 3 more. I had autocomplete for everything. Worth an hour, at least, for every white-collar worker in the day, of immense potential importance. There is the fear that there used to be a saying in the old British Empire, the acronym FILTH, failed in London, try Hong Kong. Watch out for the people who are doing ficta, failed in crypto, try AI. And last, but I think very important, we are going to get, I think it's best to conceptualize them as highly verbal software pets. That will be fun. Dogs have successfully reprogrammed us to serve them in 20,000 years and only 10,000 iterations of the genetic algorithm, and we are not the worse for it. I would not care to speculate about the number of people today whose parasocial relationship with their imaginary friend Fitzwilliam Darcy is much stronger than most of their relationships with their real friends, but we are not the worse off for Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice and its creation of an imaginary friend. We should be very hopeful. We may well not get a full 13 trillion by 2030, but we will get a lot of things that are very, very useful and very, very interesting out of this and not too far away.
Thank you.